Nick Foligno is joining us right now. Here's Blue Jackets captain. Nick, thanks for coming on with us today.
Always the politicians, you guys. I like it.
Yeah, well, you see who Switzerland is here. It's Jody Shelley. He's just walking, tiptoeing down the middle there.
I was wondering why you guys were sucking up like that.
If Jody would have said Fetter Tootin', I would have lost it.
Hey, yesterday when the news broke, did you have any inclination that was coming down the line?
No idea, actually. It was, I hate saying it was a great move because you're losing some good friends and players on the other end, but as far as our organization going forward, I was really excited when I saw who was coming the other way, and this is a guy who's won, I think, 2 Stanley Cups, and he's 22 years old. I mean, this is a guy that I think the organization is making a huge statement about. This is the team we want to have. These are the players we want to have, and this is what's expected. So always sad to see guys like Artie and Marco go, but when you're bringing in a guy like him, I think it just makes everyone that much more excited.
Nick, happy Canada Day. I think you're in Sudbury, Ontario. Hope you're enjoying it on a boat or a pontoon or whatever you're doing up there. Appreciate your time.
You as well, Jody.
I just want to know how proud are you of the buzz around this team right now? Because things ended great. You watch the Stanley Cup get presented, but a lot of respect around the league. And then this move comes down with Brandon Saad joining this team. How good does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel great because I think we're starting to get noticed as a team that's making a serious push to be contenders, not only for the playoffs but for the Stanley Cup. And I think it's starting to show our credibility and making people understand that we're a team that feels that we're for real. And to be a part of that and to be one of the pieces of the puzzle is a great feeling. And now it's on us to go out there and prove to everyone that we are the team that we're trying to become. And I think it's a great opportunity for all of us to fall in line here and really make a good push.
Jody is the ambassador of the team, Nick, but you're the captain. Congratulations on that anyway. But have you had a chance? Have you had a chance to talk to Saad and welcome him to the team before the ambassador does?
No, not yet. I've actually left. We've been playing phone tag. I missed him last night. I called him and then he called me back, and then I tried him again today. But I'm sure we're going to connect. But just, I wanted to be one of the guys to welcome him to the team and tell him how excited we are to have him. And I know he's expecting big things, and we're looking forward to working together and pushing this team in the right direction.
All right, Nick, just a quick follow-up on that. Since you've been named captain, can you tell us on the inside some of the things that you've done and talking to your teammates and reaching out and getting everybody prepared for the season?
Yeah, you know what? I've just been trying to keep in contact with a few guys, and starting to try to get a hold of more. I'm trying to respect the fact that it's their summer's time away, but I'm going to slowly get in touch with each and every guy as we get closer to the season and just make sure we're focused and on the right track. And the biggest thing I'm watching the playoffs this year is the teams that can focus and stay committed to the goal is teams that usually are there at the end. And you see that, and the 2 teams that were vying for the Stanley Cup, they're teams that never wavered no matter what was going on. And so it's just making sure we have that focus when we come in ready to go. We're all going to be in great shape. It's about that focus to know that we're pushing for the Stanley Cup, and nothing else should matter.
Nick, I'm curious, and I want you to try to be honest with this. How close are you following free agency here today?
So. I am because, obviously there's some buddies that, Mark Letestu just signed in Edmonton, so we became close friends. So you always want to see how he does and where he's going to end up. And then you never know what could happen in free agency day with your team. And so you always try to keep one eye open. But now with having a daughter, she doesn't really give me the chance to watch the TV too often. So it's been pretty interesting, though, the moves that have gone on today. And like I said, sad to see guys go. A guy like Mark Letestu is a great teammate, great friend. Really happy for him and his family that they get a great opportunity to go back home in Edmonton and have a real good, solid 3-year deal there. And then you see Artie sign a great contract for himself. So, there's always silver linings to everything, but it's about our team and us moving forward, and I think there's bright things ahead for our team right now.
Are you happy you got your contract out of the way earlier before this free agent frenzy?
Yeah, we were laughing. My brother and I were like, it would be a lot different day had I not done that. And,
I bet.
It's pretty special, though. I think that was, looking back on everything, is the reason why. Just the commitment that I felt the team was making to me, and I wanted to make that same commitment to them, and to know that we were able to get a deal done. It just makes me feel so great about where things are right now, and now just trying to be a big piece of the puzzle to help this team and to push us in the right direction. And there's so many great players in our team right now, and I love the comments I'm reading and seeing about how everyone's taken so much notice of our top 6 or our top 9 or our team now, and it's to credit the organization, but now it's on us players to make sure, like I said, that we're following up with that, and the expectations are one thing, but going out and do it's another.
Talking with Blue Jackets captain Nick Foligno here today. And Nick, you mentioned Mark Letestu leaving. If you go back to last year at this time, you lost Derek McKenzie and Blake Como, both to free agent deals. Today, Mark Letestu leaves. You're always talking about how many great leaders you have on this team, but those are 3 pretty big leadership pieces that you've lost over the course of the last 2 years. As being the head guy now, how do you make up for that loss of leadership with Mark Letestu?
Yeah, well, it's an opportunity for other guys to step up. I mean, with maybe, I'm not looking at it this way, but you kind of have to in a sense, is, with Derek McKenzie and Blake Como gone, it allowed other guys to step up, and myself included, to take on a bigger leadership role, and maybe I wouldn't be in this position had they stayed or different circumstances come around. So I'm hoping other guys look at it for a chance for them to be a voice or for people to follow their example. And we have young players. Ryan Murray can take a huge step this year. Boone Jenner, another big step. And even Alexander Wenberg can become the player that we saw at the end of the season last year. And so all those young guys, they get an opportunity to really step up and be the players that we envisioned and take on a bigger role. And anytime you can do that with your young players, you're going to become a better team.
Nick, some of the teams in the division making some moves today. The big one, Phil Kessel going to the Pittsburgh Penguins. The New York Rangers just signed Victor Stahlberg comes over to join them. Everybody's going to try to get better. I had mentioned earlier in the show before you came on, I feel like the Penguins were trying to keep up with the Joneses, and that's the Blue Jackets getting Kessel to try to balance out the move yesterday to get Brandon Saad. When you look around, how fun is the play in this Metropolitan division going to be this year?
It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of firepower on a lot of teams, so it obviously makes Pittsburgh that much more dangerous. Phil Kessel is a great player, and I'm sure with Sidney Crosby and McKinney Malcolm, he's going to get the puck quite a bit. So it makes things interesting from that standpoint. But I like our team. I like our chances. And I think with the team that we have right now and the way we're made up and the type of character that we have in our team, we can rival anybody. And that's not just in our division. It's in our whole league. So that's the way I feel. And now it's about getting ready for the season, having that focus, and staying with that the whole year long.
Nick, you were captain of one of the teams in the All-Star game. After the game, there was a post-game news conference. You and Ryan Johansson at the podium. Johansson went out of his way to talk about you and the leadership you showed him and pushing him, et cetera, et cetera. Are you working on Johansson here to get him in top shape for the season?
Absolutely. We all know Ryan's a huge part of our team, and I think Ryan now knows he's a huge part of our team. So I think the motivation's there. I don't think there's going to be much pushing. It's Ryan's, I think, come of age, so to speak, and understanding that he's a big part of this, and he's a great character guy, and sometimes you just have to grow up, and it takes some guys a little bit longer than others, but I think Ryan's taken it real personal this year, and I think he's going to come back and be the player we expect to be in more, and I can't wait to see him come this year.
He could be one of the best, no question.
Absolutely.
What do you got planned the rest of your day, Nick?
Well, we're gonna hang out here, and my daughter's got a bit of a cold, so we're probably stuck in the house. And it's actually a cold day here in Canada. I don't think anyone's too surprised about that. But maybe going to try and shoot off some fireworks later.
Nice.
Maybe volunteer my brother to be the actual lighter guy, not myself. So
yeah, veteran.
See what I can do to Buffalo's chances this year.
I was just going to ask you about that. Your brother's team is in a lot different spot than it was last year. Jack Eichel did sign a deal today. He's officially coming out of college, to absolutely nobody's surprise after being taken second overall. But does he feel a little bit better about where he is now with the group that he's with?
Absolutely. I think just like us, I think you look at what Buffalo's doing. They're trying to become the team that they want to, and they have a lot of people who, especially the fans, that they owe it to be a team that competes and is a good team each and every night. And I think the moves they've made has allowed them to take that next step. So it's going to be a tough conference, the Eastern Conference, the Western Conference. It seems there's really no room for error on any team, and you're seeing that with teams picking up guys because they know that the team next to them is doing the same. So it's good to see, though. I'm obviously you want your brother to do well, so it's good to see that Buffalo's taken some big steps. But I really think we came away great winners in this one, and getting Brandon Saad and then moving our team forward.
Yeah, there's 3 times a year you don't want to see your brother do well, right?
Exactly, and then hopefully not in the playoffs either.
Right, exactly, no doubt. Nick, thanks so much for taking some time out of your Canada Day to join us. We really, really do appreciate it. And trust me, there is a lot of buzz here, and you'll know it the minute you get back to town.
I can't wait to get back in town and get this thing started. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your summers.
All right,
too.
thanks.
Thanks.